Yeah, yeah, and in what specifically? Like eco kind of, you know, specifically? So with the environment, so not just like our environment, but like the environment, like it kind of it means like all things kind of green and like ecology and conservation. And last question, who knows what conservation means? Yes.
Like conserving stuff, like keeping stuff like the way it is.
Very good. There you go. It's for your zipper, guys. If you guys are wondering what it is. Yes. So it's conserving and conservation is about kind of saving things and conserving them and not using them up or making sure that they disappear forever. Like conservationism is actually, this particular book is about conserving animals, saving animal species. So do you guys have any animal species that you guys think, you know, that are your favorites that you want to learn more about rescuing or saving that are endangered? Yes?
I think tigers.
Tigers, yeah.
Owls.
Owls.
Eagles.
Eagles, yeah, cool. What is it? Bees, yes, they are endangered.
Raccoons.
Well, I don't know if raccoons are endangered. But yeah, you want to save all the raccoons? Okay, I'll send mine from my house over to your house, okay? Polar birds, yes. Moose. Oh, yeah, I don't know if moose are endangered so much, but yeah, they're a great species to want to kind of protect, for sure.
Red fox.
The red fox, yeah.
Narwhals.
Narwhals. Cool. Good one. Monkeys, yeah. Orangutans, specifically, especially orangutans, are very endangered.
Pigs and chickens.
What?
Pigs and pigs and
I don't know if they're necessarily endangered, but yes, we want to protect all animals, I guess, because like the moral of the story is we want to kind of conserve all animals. I guess they're endangered if you eat a lot of them, right? So maybe we shouldn't eat so much. Turtles, okay, great. And pandas, very good, guys. Awesome. And frogs. So I decided to write about frogs because I went to a country called Panama. And do anyone know where Panama is? Yes.
Near Mexico.
Yeah,
There's a canal there that leads from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean.
That's right. That's very good. So Panama's in South America, Latin America, and actually Central America, if you want to be specific. This is their national symbol, the golden frog, the Panamanian golden frog, and that's kind of like the star of the book. And so the golden frog is extinct in the wild, which means that you can no longer find it in the wild. You can only find it in the conservation centers in certain zoos kind of around the world. So does anyone have an idea why the frog is extinct? Yes. Or going extinct, sorry. Pollution, yes, that's one reason. Poachers, not so much frogs, but maybe, yeah, in the beginning people would take them because they thought they were like, had special qualities, yeah?
The rainforests are being like cut down slowly.
Yeah, definitely, that's happening too around the world.
Because there's like not many like small like swamps in the that they can live in. There's not many of them around.
Yeah, those are habitat loss, yeah, very good. And
for like government and all like recreational purposes, all that.
okay, cool, yeah. So the main reason that you guys probably don't know about, a lot of people don't know, is that there's a fungus that's going around called chytrid. Has anyone heard of chytrid? Probably not. So chytrid is a fungus, and do you guys know how do frogs breathe? Can you try? It's kind of a funny way. They don't have. That's right. They breathe through their skin. So when frogs get a fungus on their skin, it can't breathe. It suffocates them. So they get sick and they die. So chytrid is spreading actually all over the world right now. And it's kind of a big problem, and scientists are trying to figure out why this fungus is spreading so quickly. Some scientists believe that it's because the earth is warming up, so it allows the fungus to thrive and spread very quickly. So there's a couple, they're doing some research into why this fungus is kind of going crazy right now, and it's actually infecting a lot of species around the world. So the frog is one of the main characters of my book. And in the book, it's about a girl named Jessica. And she's kind of like, she was kind of a nerd in middle school, and then she gave herself this makeover, and she became this popular kind of girl. And she finds out, because she's been missing her biology class to hang out with her cool friends, she's failing biology. So her teacher says, if you want to pass biology and still have a chance of going to university, you need to come with our class on a high school trip to Panama to help rescue the endangered frogs. So she gets asked to come on this conservation trip, and she was supposed to go on a trip to Miami for spring break, but instead she has to go now to this conservation science trip that she doesn't really want to do. And when she's on the conservation trip, she meets some people. Some are nice, some are not so nice. And she recognizes a familiar face from the past who used to know her back when she was kind of a nerd in middle school. And she's worried he might expose her. So how this ties in with the fairy tale is that they're swimming in a pond or in a big pool, and she loses her ring, her grandmother's ring. So instead of a golden ball, it's her grandmother's ring. And Travis, who's the person who used to know her back when she was kind of a nerd, says, I will swim down into the bottom of the pool and I will find your ring for you, but you have to promise to let me have 3 dates so I can show you that I'm not, because he used to make fun of her and tease her as well back when she was kind of a nerd. So he says, if you let me hang out with you and we have 3 dates together, then I'll prove to you that I am not the person that you think I am. I've changed. I'm kind of a nicer person now. So she says, okay, fine. If you swim down and find my ring, fine. So he does. He finds it. And so she promises that, first she starts to change her mind, but then she remembers her grandmother said, which was her ring, always keep your words. It's just like the king in the other book. So she has to keep her word, and she has 3 dates with Travis. So I'm going to read from the book, the first of their dates, which is, well, they call them non-dates, or like not real dates, or just kind of like hanging out as friends. But the first one is when they go ziplining. Has anyone been ziplining here before? Whoa! All of you guys have been ziplining? Amazing! Do you guys like it? Yeah. Fun, eh? Yeah. So I went ziplining when I was in Panama. And I'm going to read you a scene. So for those of you who have been ziplining, you can maybe try to imagine yourself back there and kind of maybe try to pick out some of the descriptive words that I use, because I hear you guys are writing descriptive paragraphs. So I'm going to read you the scene when they're ziplining. And for those of you who haven't been ziplining before, then maybe you'll kind of get a sense for what it's like. So when we write descriptively, we try to use all of our 5 senses. Does everyone knows what all our 5 senses are?
Yes.
Smell. Good. Taste. Touch. Hearing. Yeah. And sight. Very good. So those are all our 5 senses. All right. So I'm going to read you. When you write a descriptive paragraph, you try to use all of your 5 senses. Okay. So try to listen and see if I describe anything like, I guess, sight or hearing or touching. Okay. So the guides ahead of us stop. This is when they're about to go ziplining. They're up on the mountain, putting an end to our disconcerting heart-to-heart. We've reached the first station. It's one thing to talk about ziplining, but standing at the edge of the cliff, it's all too real. I shiver despite the warm air. Panther Eyes and Hefty, our guides, demonstrate what to do and attach us to a cable with a thick pulley. One hand goes up on the cable to act as a brake. The other holds on to the wires connected to the cable. Pull down on the cable to break at the end of the line. End of instructions. That doesn't seem very comprehensive. I gulp down giant breaths of mountain air. It's easy, Travis says. Just don't put the hand on the cable in front of the pulley, he demonstrates. Why? Travis and the guides exchange a look. They nod seriously. Just don't do it. Do you know someone who lost a hand? Oh my God, you do, don't you? Not personally, he says, walking back over to me. What? I'm sure it's just an urban legend. He pats me on the head. I am not reassured. I can't do this. You can, he says. Think of how awesome it'll be to say you went ziplining along the canopy of the Panamanian rainforest. Can I just say it and not actually do it? You have witnesses, though, he says. The first guide hooks himself to the cable and steps off the edge of the platform that looks out onto the forest below. He shoots down like a rocket. You, Panther Eyes points at me. Go. Okay, see you later. turn and walk back up the trail. A hand reaches out and grabs my wrist. Very funny. Travis turns me around to face him, looking into my eyes, gripping both arms. It will be fine, I swear. I hate the fact that he might think I'm a coward. Besides, I tried surfing, didn't I? Granted, I have a mild fear of heights, not water, but I shove down the dread and nod. Fine, you first. As you wish, he says, bowing. He turns back around and the guide hooks his pulley to the cable. Travis sits back, testing his weight. He looks over his shoulder. See you on the other side, princess. He grins, then he's gone. Woo! He screams all the way down until reaching the other end. He puts his feet up to brace against a large pad meant to cushion your face plant into the tree it's strapped to. That was amazing, he shouts up at me, his voice echoing over the valley below. Come on! Okay, I can do this. Panther Eyes looks at me. What's your name? I ask, stalling. My life is in this man's hands. I should at least know his name. Arturo, he says. Okay, Arturo, I swallow. Please be very, very careful. He nods and hooks me up to the cables. I don't think he has any idea what I'm saying. What's the Spanish word for careful? I improvise. Mi nervioso, I say, hoping that's the word for nervous. I imitate biting my fingernails. He finally cracks a shy smile. No hay problema, he says, stepping back after checking all my wires and cables. You can do it, Jess, Travis shouts from below. I stand on the edge of the platform. The more I think about this, the harder it's going to be. I take a tiny step forward and close my eyes. Okay, Arturo asks. Un momento, I say, holding up one gloved finger and gulp down more air. It's like flying. He gives another of his bashful smiles. You can do this. I take a giant breath, close my eyes, and step off the edge of the platform into oblivion. I swoop down over treetops at breathtaking speed. I open my eyes and don't take them off the landing area or stop screaming the entire time. When I get close to the end, I pull down on the cable to slow myself and put my feet up, bracing for impact. Hefty helps me break, and before I know it, I'm touching solid ground again. My stomach is in my chest. My heart is in my throat. You did it! Travis grabs me and gives me a hug. That wasn't so bad, was it? It wasn't. In fact, it's the biggest rush I've ever had. Let's do the next one. I look up at him, eager to continue the tour. He laughs, his eyes sparkling. Knew you'd love it. This time, try to look around and take in the scenery. We do 2 more lines, each one steeper and longer than the last. It's exhilarating to soar through the canopy, over streams and trees, the wind rushing in your face. It really is like flying. This is the last one, Travis says, as we reach the 4th line. It goes by the waterfall. Can I go first this time? I ask, feeling brave. But of course, princess, he says, one hand showing the way. Cut it out, I say, too euphoric to mind much. Our other guide, who Travis introduces as Jose, goes first again. He flies down lightning fast until he's just a speck below. I step up to the final wooden platform. It's scarier knowing Travis won't be waiting on the other side. I hear the waterfall to my right. This time I look down, and down. It's the steepest and longest cable yet. I can go first if you want. Travis senses my hesitation. No, I'm okay, I say, exhaling deeply. Arturo hooks me up and steps back, holding the cables tight. I walk off the edge of the world, remembering to look around and drink in my surroundings. Then I feel myself stop, even though I'm not braking. What's happening? Terror blooms. Maybe there's something wrong with the wires. I come to a complete halt, stuck halfway between both platforms. Oh God, I knew this was a bad idea. My eyes clench and my breath hitches. I'm having a panic attack. I'm going to die. Jess! I hear Travis shout, open your eyes! I peer through slit lids. The waterfall gushes down the rock face in all its regal glory. Water splashes through a dazzling rainbow arcing over the falls. I can almost reach out and touch it. Arturo just stopped me so I could get a good look at the falls. I'm not going to die after all. Okay, Travis shouts. Okay, I shout back. Arturo releases the cable and I'm flying down again over the wide river, whizzing through trees. I pull down on the wire to break almost gracefully at the end. That's it. So, you guys feel like you were ziplining? Yeah? So, what were some of the words or descriptions that kind of, the descriptive writing that kind of resonated with you, that kind of made you see an image or hear an image or taste something?
Oblivion.
Oblivion, cool.
Well, the part when you were describing the waterfall.
Okay, so you like so that was like more of a visual kind of, yes.